Hi, it's Kamon Reynolds, and you need more new combs. So check these hives out right here. They are cranking in all of these honeys, and it has been a good year so far, and we need them to draw this out as soon as possible. And so I'm going to talk to you about that in this quick video. So over here, I've got some 4-ways. Excuse all the mess. I mean, we're switching everything to 4-way pallets, and we're just going to, there we go. Got some more supers fixing to go on because the bees need more supers, and I'm about a week behind on getting those in. Now, how are we getting more of these combs drawn? So I talked to Ian and Bob and several other commercial guys about what they do. I want to say thanks to guys like that who also are willing to share, and that's what I want to do with this video, is share these tips with you. This has worked phenomenally for me. It's not just trying out 5 or 10 or 20 supers. I've done all of my supers, hundreds of supers on so far, and all the rest of them on the truck also have 2 foundations in them. And so what I'm doing is I'm doing 2 combs, a foundation, 3 combs, a foundation, and then 2 combs. I've already pulled one of the combs out of here, so things are mixed up a little bit. This is working phenomenally for me. Almost all of them are perfectly drawn like this, and they drew them quickly. And I just did 9-frame spacing. I used a frame spacer, 9 frames, and they've drawn them quickly. This does not happen by accident, though. A good flow is paramount. I've got to switch how I'm holding this. My hand's fixing to break. So this comb, the Now comb, was a foundation just a couple weeks ago. We went ahead and coated it with an extra coating of wax. You may have saw a video where my daughter, Jimmy, and one of her friends was helping me get stuff ready and load supers and recoat these. They'd already been coated once. I don't want to bash any company really, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I've purchased foundations from all kinds of companies, and there's always an issue with some company at some point. I've gotten from some of my favorite companies warped foundations, or they've coated them really good except the bottom 3/4 of an inch, and the bees won't draw it out because it's just bare plastic. And then sometimes if you just get single wax, it's just too thin. I would never do anything thinner than double wax. Spend the extra money, get heavy wax, get the heavy stuff, or better yet, coat it yourself. I've got a video I'm going to leave up here. I can do like 200 sheets an hour, but you can apply too much. You apply too much, and it's more work for your bees. You're wasting your wax. We've got some videos on it. Check it out. It's not that hard to do. It's very cheap to do. Go to Goodwill, get a crock pot, get you a foam roller, get the right type, and don't flood the cells. We're not trying to fill inside the cells. We're trying to get the cell walls coated because the bees want to be able to have enough. That smoker's complaining over there, sizzling. And maybe you can't hear it, but I can. We just want the cell walls to be filled to the point, have enough on them, not fill the cell, but the cell walls, so they'll draw it out. And we'll get a nice, quick, uniform draw so that they don't get really fat on these other combs. Let me show you these other combs right here. These bees have got to be ticked off at me. This is like the 8th take, man. All right, Laurel, I need you. So this is an old comb right here. Check this out. They are already capping that. They drew that foundation next to it so quickly that even though this was nice and drawn out already, this is what it looked like going in. This is a different comb. Hasn't been put on a hive yet. So it started out way ahead of the other ones. They drew those out because there was such a good wax coat, and the hive was strong. But you got to have a good wax coat. Stop buying all this Chinese stuff on Amazon. It's causing you all kinds of comb drawing problems in your brood nest, in your mediums. You cannot wait. And that's why I spend most of my wax just putting it onto foundations that I buy or old foundations that I've cleaned up and reused. It's worth more to me on my foundations with the bees drawing them super fast than it is to just sell the beeswax off for 10, 12 bucks a pound. That right there is full of honey. How much do you think that's going to be in there? A whole lot more than what I would have got for that block of wax. And it didn't take that much wax to coat that. And now, like this one up here, I'm going to use this thing for well over a decade or 2. If I take good care of it, I can get 20 years out of a honey super. Don't let the queens lay in them. They stay nice and light enough, and it works just fine for me. And very natural. We use clean stuff in our hives, like oxalic acid, formic, and thymol. But you can easily get these drawn. I love having this orientation like this. And Ian said it best, when they hit a whole box of foundation, it's just super discouraging to the colony. We can't have them discouraged for 5 days or a week during a massive honey flow. Where do you think all that nectar's coming in? It's going down to that brood nest down there. That's where, if it's not going up here, it's going down there. If it's going down there and it plugs up the brood nest, they're going out there. That's a bee math right there. I just broke it down real simple for you. Get these things drawn really quick. There's several good companies out there. I've had good luck with a lot of American companies. Buy the American Foundation. That Chinese stuff is constantly getting flagged for fake waxes being mixed in with the beeswax. Those Hoover hives, those Vivor stuff, sometimes it works out. But, you know, what is actually in your wax now? What's in the plastic that they're using? Is it, I mean, plastic is already something that I prefer. The less of it in my food, the better. I think there's a balance to it, my personal self. However, I want to make sure that it's made by an American producer, that we can know that there's not other chemicals that shouldn't be in there that aren't food safe. And so I'm getting on my rant here. Big fan of American stuff. Take care of your equipment. Take care of your combs. Protect it. As a beekeeper, you can make money. And as a beekeeper, you can at least break even. I think everybody can break even in beekeeping at the least. And you can keep it fun. Keep it manageable. Keep it fun. Protect your equipment. Preserve it with good paint or wax dip it. Get good quality foundations, protect your comb, stay ahead of your bees, and ultimately enjoy. I've sent off several swarms this year. It's been a pain in some ways, but it's been beautiful and it's been fun. Every year is a wild ride, and you just have to enjoy it because you only get so many springs. And this one is off like a rocket. Okay, I've got to get off here. Got to get to supering. So, hey, watch that video on how to wax them. Get more foundations. Maybe don't put just a box of foundation. If that's all you have, I get it. We all start there at some point. It's one of the reasons why it's hard being a new beekeeper. Maybe your state will allow the beekeepers to sell combs. And when people ask me what my thoughts are about that, I'm like, guys, in some states like Tennessee, you can't just go and buy a box of comb from somebody. That's not how it works here. But a lot of states you can. Kentucky, Iowa. I even saw at the Iowa State Beekeepers meeting where I was speaking there, they were selling boxes of mediums, and they looked good. You know, they were probably about the same as what I have right here. This is a beautiful comb. Even if you only had one box of comb per hive to start out with, and you could find somewhere to buy it, and if it's, as long as it's good, it needs to be at least this good or better if I'm going to shell out decent money for it. And, you know, but you might pay 40 bucks a box. What a steal. 30 bucks, 40 bucks, you know, it depends on who you're getting it from. And, you know, some people are like, what about disease? Yeah, sometimes that can happen. But rarely in honey supers. And I think it's worth the risk. You know, get one. And now you've helped yourself out with your honey flow. It's going to help you out immensely. We got our excluders on, keeping the queens out of here. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day. Now we just got to hurry up and get through here and get to work. See you in the next video.